Welcome to Modern World Dynamics. Ever been on a date so bad you'd rather wrestle a bear than go through it again? Well, sit tight because I've got a story for you. Once upon a time, in the not-so-magical land of awkward first dates, I found myself sitting across from a lovely lady. The restaurant was buzzing, the lights were dimmed, and the atmosphere was ripe for romance. Only, it was about as romantic as a dentist's waiting room. As the night unfolded, I found myself navigating a conversational labyrinth. Every question I asked was met with a response shorter than a goldfish's memory span. "How was your day?" I asked, hoping to spark a connection. "Fine," she replied, her gaze fixed on the menu. It was like trying to strike up a conversation with a brick wall, only less rewarding. Next came the laughter. Now, I'm no stand-up comedian, but I'd like to think I can crack a joke or two. Yet every punchline was met with a laugh that was about as genuine as a $3 bill. It was as if she'd studied Laughter for Dummies and was stuck on the first page. Then, just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, she suddenly announced that she had to leave. "I've got an early morning," she said, checking her watch. It was only 8:30. I had barely finished my appetizer. The date had ended quicker than a sprinter on steroids. And that, my friends, was the most disastrous date in history. But hey, it taught me a few signs that she's not interested in a second date. Shall we dive deeper? So you've had your first date and you're wondering if there's going to be a second one. Here are some signs that might tell you otherwise. Ever find yourself sitting across the table from your date only to realize they're more engrossed in their phone than your charming anecdotes? Or perhaps they seem to flinch away every time you reach across to touch their hand? These are red flags, my friends. If your date is more interested in their Instagram feed than getting to know you, or if they're avoiding physical contact like you've got the plague, it's probably a sign they're not into you. Now let's talk about conversation. A good date should feel like a tennis match. You volley, they return. But if you're doing all the serving and they're just lobbing back weak responses, it's likely they're not interested. And if they're dominating the conversation, barely giving you a chance to get a word in, that's another sign. A date is a two-way street, not a one-way monologue. And let's not forget about past relationships. If your date seems to be stuck in the past, constantly bringing up their ex, it's a clear sign they're not ready for a new relationship. Remember, you're here for a date, not a therapy session. Now, the bill. If your date insists on splitting it, it could signal a lack of interest. Of course, this isn't a hard and fast rule. Some people just prefer to split the bill regardless. But in the context of other signs, it could be a red flag. Finally, how's the post-date communication? If they're unresponsive over text and avoid making eye contact, it's likely they're not keen on a second date. If you're ticking off these signs, my friend, you might want to reconsider your plans for a second date. But before we continue, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this. So you've spotted the signs. Now, why do you think she's not interested? And more importantly, can you fix it? Well, the reasons could be many. Maybe there's a lack of chemistry. You might be the best version of yourself, but if the sparks aren't flying, it's hard to kindle a fire. It's like trying to charge a phone with a toaster's plug. It's just not the right fit. But don't sweat it. There's a charger for every phone, and there's a spark for everyone out there. It could also be about different interests. You might love watching football on Sundays while she'd rather go hiking. Or perhaps you're into heavy metal and she's all about classical music. It's like trying to mix oil and water. But remember, it's not about changing your interests. It's about finding common ground. Then again, she might be carrying past relationship baggage. We've all been there, haven't we? Dragging along our past into the present, making it heavier with every step. It's like trying to run a marathon with a backpack filled with rocks. She might need time to unpack that baggage before she can move forward. So, how can you fix it? First, try to establish a deeper connection. Find shared interests or explore new ones together. It's like discovering a new song that you both can jam to. Second, be patient and give her the space to deal with her past. It's not about fixing her, it's about supporting her, like offering a torchlight in a dark tunnel, not dragging her out of it. Lastly, improve yourself. Yes, you heard it right. Maybe it's time to work on your communication skills or learn to be more empathetic. It's like polishing a mirror. The more you do it, the clearer your reflection becomes. Remember, it's not the end of the world if she's not interested. There's always room for improvement and learning. Stay tuned for more. Now that you've heard my disastrous story and signs to look out for, why not share yours? We'd love to hear your experiences in the comments section. After all, life is all about learning, growing, and sharing, right? So don't be shy. Tell us about your date disasters, the signs you've spotted, and maybe even how you turn things around. Every experience, good or bad, teaches us something. And let's face it, sometimes the best way to learn is from each other. So go ahead, make us laugh, make us cry, or simply make us go, oh, I've been there. And who knows, your story might just be the beacon someone else needs in their dating storm. Speaking of beacons, have you ever thought about using your experiences to create your own content? Or perhaps you've thought about it but don't know where to start? Well, we've got just the thing for you. Our YouTube AI Masterclass is designed to help you kickstart your journey as a content creator. In this masterclass, we'll share the secrets of how we grew this channel from 0 to over 100,000 subscribers. Impressive, right? But that's not all. We'll also show you how to make a passive income, working just 3 days a week. Imagine that, more time for yourself, your family, and your interests, all while making 10 times your current income. In this rapidly evolving digital world, it's crucial to stay ahead. And that's exactly what this masterclass offers. We'll introduce you to the power of artificial intelligence in content creation. It's an opportunity you wouldn't want to miss. So why wait? The link is in the description below. It's time to take control of your life and become a full-time creator. Don't get left behind. Be one of the first to use AI content creation. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep it dynamic.